Politikens Hus is one of Denmark's leading and largest media companies. Every day, more than 2 million Danes read a newspaper, visit a website, or watch a broadcast from one of the group's many media platforms. In recent years, the group has particularly focused on expanding the national daily newspaper's position on the mobile platform, as well as in the field of web TV. Politikens Hus has become a 24-hour online media group where all data must be available at all times, and that places huge demands on storage. Storage is crucial to our company. Without storage, we can't publish newspapers, we can't produce online media, we can't develop our products, we can't administer the company, we can't issue invoices. In fact, we can't do anything. In 2010, Politikens Hus needed more space in its storage system. Instead of merely purchasing more hard drive space from our usual supplier, we asked IT consultants Politikens to evaluate the group's capacity, solutions, and options.
We
suggested an analysis of Politikens Hus's storage needs in order to come to a decision on an adequately informed basis. That is what we normally always suggest to our customers. We do that because it is simply too costly to make the wrong investment. You have to be sure that you are making the right investment. And, most importantly, you need to know your needs and the way in which they are expected to develop so that you are aware of the financial aspects of the investments you are now making for the next 3 to 5 years. In this case, Politikens had the entire data basis, so we came in and helped form an economic picture of what it would cost to continue on the technology track we were pursuing versus changing to a business solution from Hitachi Data Systems. By changing, we could in fact reduce storage costs by something like 60%, and not merely in terms of purchasing the solution, but also in owning and running it over time. We had previously tried out advanced storage solutions and invested huge amounts in them. In the end, we had to just admit that the product we previously bought from that supplier didn't meet our criteria, and so we wasted 2 to 3 years on that important storage project. Unfortunately, that's the truth. If we had conducted the same project with traditional technology without this type of storage system, not only would it have been practically impossible, it would also have been much more costly, not only in terms of the price of that particular system, but also in terms of power consumption and not least, space consumption. The solution Politikens Hus chose from Hitachi Data Systems, a virtual storage platform, is specifically designed to take care of extremely complicated requirements, such as the storage requirements of Politikens Hus. Politikens Hus has a vast array of subsystems, which we must be able to administer from a central team, so that we don't get swamped by administration. Politikens Hus file data is growing rapidly. So in order to be able to, bring it under control in a way that makes economic sense, we have to start using some NAS functionality. The thing we can do now that we couldn't before is to mirror huge volumes of data compared to what we could before. Originally, we started off by saying that we would only mirror the most critical of data. But what we simply have to acknowledge is what is critical and what isn't. Is a file server, for example, critical? Basically, no. But nevertheless, it is. Because when you need to do something anyway, you need to use those documents. It's the same with emails and all kinds of other things. So, in the end, we said it's no use just mirroring a fraction of it. We need to mirror it all. And we couldn't do that with the previous solution, be it technically or in terms of license fees. The old solution was very costly. The question now is whether our storage solution is set in stone and will remain that way. No, it isn't. Our requirements are growing all the time. We are forever finding new uses for it, things we want to do, whereas today, we calculate storage in terabytes. It won't be long before we are talking in petabytes. Plus, the use scenarios we have will change and grow. Video will have a massive impact on us. Audio will have a massive impact on us. Things are happening all the time, whereby we are coming up with new products, new services, all of which are increasingly becoming digital. Our experience of collaborating with Politikens and HDS has been great, but it's the kind of project where it isn't a question of if something goes wrong, it is a question of when something goes wrong. How will we deal with it? With our previous supplier, we had an error on our SAN system. The supplier came back to us and said, "Nobody else in the whole world has this problem." Therefore, it must be something in your environment that has gone wrong. We encountered the same error or the same type of error in this new project. And when we got the response, nobody else has this problem. Oh no, we'll have to look at it again. This time the response was, therefore, our technicians have investigated the problem thoroughly and they found the error. You will have it installed in 2 weeks. So, we are extremely happy with that because, of course, in projects as advanced as this, we will run into brick walls where problems that nobody has come across before arise. They reacted promptly, and they reacted in the way we wanted.